Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we got Rob over there in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
You can't see it right now, but Rob is wearing some of the most remarkable footwear I've ever seen on another human being.
I will post a pic on Twitter later.
It is truly incredible. I'm going to be distracted throughout the entire show.
It's actually blinding me from here.
Yes.
Yeah, the reflection from our lights is just glimmering us.
I am very jealous. There are some fantastic kicks. As the kids say.
Mine are pretty close though, too, right?
You are wearing socks and sandals. Like
Classic.
Yeah. I'm your classic 55-year-old dad look.
Yes.
That's just walking around the mall,
It is just not even in the same league.
Yeah. Well, I had to leave my white sneakers with grass stains at home for this, so I went with the socks and sandals look.
Yeah. You already wore those the other day mowing your lawn.
Exactly.
Telling the neighborhood kids to get off your lawn.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of skateboarders. What do you want me to do? I mean, that's a liability to my property, okay?
As always, we are brought to you by Star City Games and Carnox Gaming Chairs. If you want one of these sweet chairs to be comfortable, like our 55-year-old dad, Corey Baumeister, you can head on over to carnox.com/SCG, and if you use that affiliate link, you will get 10% off of your purchase. So,
absolutely.
Great thing to do there. And, if you really like deals, we're closing in on the end of September. It's going to end at 3 p.m. today, so you got about 2 more hours. If you want to sub to your favorite content creators, those Tier 1 subs will only cost you $2.50. That's a 50% discount.
Oh, yeah. It's sad that it's coming to an end. Because, I don't know if they know, it's not the end of September yet. Did they get their dates wrong?
It's the end of September. They're not the same thing, Corey.
Okay. Well, I was very confused. The play on words got me good, I got to say.
Yes,
so.
Exactly. We've been diving into Throne of Eldraine Standard for quite a while now. We're going to continue to do it this week.
Yeah.
We have the entire set list out right now, which is great. So we're working with the full Standard format as it will be in Philadelphia in 2 weeks.
At this point, we're just swimming underneath. We've dived so deep. We're just underwater swimming at this point.
We are scuba diving through
exactly.
through Throne of Eldraine. And we got some nice decks for you today.
Absolutely.
My leadoff one is quite spicy. This is
kind of jealous.
Yes.
It's sweet.
This is from SCG's own Brian Gottlieb. It is a 5-color. I am calling it Fires of Invention, the enchantment. I think that's sort of the key card to the deck, but it is also a Niv Mizzet deck, so you see a lot of weird singletons to spread out all the colors. We're fixing our mana with Fabled Passage and Gilded Goose, and to go along with Fires of Invention are 2 really good combos. There's Fae of Wishes, which is a great follow-up on the turn you cast Fires. If you ramp with Gilded Goose or Growth Spiral, turn 3 Fires of Invention, cast Fae of Wishes, set yourself up for the next turn to go 2 really powerful spells.
Yeah.
Really good card to have late game. You can cast the Wish side of it, get any card out of your sideboard, cast that, and that'll be your turn, but you're going to get something really powerful. And then we have Escape to the Wilds. This is 3 green-red sorcery.
Card's insane.
Yeah. Exile the top 5 cards of your deck. Until the end of your next turn, you can play cards exiled this way. That means including lands.
Yeah.
And you get to play an additional land card that turn. So you're usually going to be able, especially with Fires of Invention, you're usually going to be able to play 1 spell off of it, and then an additional land. And then on your following turn, you probably have another land there and maybe 2 more spells, ideally.
Yeah.
And you get all 5 cards. And that's not that far-fetched to hit 2 lands and 3 spells.
No, not at all. Instead of light up the stage, you're basically just burning down the whole building.
Yes. You are just destroying the theater. It's all gone. That's what the Gruul do.
Yep, pretty much.
They don't do anything subtly.
Yeah.
Subtlety is...
It seems pretty weird to me, though, to have Niv Mizzet in this deck, a insanely hard to cast 5-color thing, and it not be in the name. I'm just saying, that's crazy to me, because anytime you stretch yourself thin to play Niv Mizzet, it better make it into your title.
We're doing some cool stuff with it.
That's true.
A lot of spread out with a lot of different cards just to make sure that we maximize the potential of the Niv Mizzet trigger. So it's a difficult deck list to parse when you're looking at it.
It really is. So, and then from my side, we're playing a blue-black flash list that's similar to some of the blue-green flash lists that you played earlier, except instead of the wolf synergies and some of the more powerful creatures, I'm leaning on more of the side of great removal in the form of Murderous Rider, as well as some other black flash creatures. Nothing that really paints a huge picture of black being better than green in the Flash archetype here because, Wolfpack Ambusher is just unbelievable. That is a great reason to be playing blue-green Flash. So I'm a little skeptical if this deck would be better than that, but I wanted to try out the black version to play Murderous Rider because I do think that card is unreal. We got some other new cards like Gadwick I'm trying in here. It might not be the best, but late game, if you are flooding, it is a way to kind of just go over the top. Now, if I'm able to go over the top of your 5-color Niv Mizzet Fire of Invention deck, that's something else to be found out about. Yeah.
The Simic Flash deck, as powerful as the creatures are, has that vulnerability with a lack of removal. And so you trade one weakness for another one. And one of the reasons I think that trade might be a good thing to do is because regardless of what your secondary color is, blue now has access to Brazen Borrower. And that is a great creature to be applying pressure. And if you have your good removal, that 3/1 flying body is going to be able to close some games out.
Yeah.
Now, you can say flip side, the other half of it, being able to bounce a permanent, does give Simic some ability to affect the battlefield. So maybe it plays both sides. The card is great.
Plain and simple, Brazen Borrower makes both decks better. Because, it's just unreal. Being able to have a piece of interaction. And, people are going to say, well, I'm not affecting the board directly. I'm not killing things with it. But any of these decks that want to play this are tempo strategies. So just bouncing is enough of affecting the board that it can give you that window to close the game out, even if it's not saying destroy target thing.
Definitely a great card. Will be something to watch. Certainly here.
Maybe the best card in the set. Honestly, Brazen Bar is good.
It's a bold claim. This is a strong set.
It's a strong set.
It's definitely in the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to get started here.
Yes.
As always, if you want to ask us any questions, you've got some comments, maybe some burns, maybe you want to just talk about Rob's awesome shoes.
Yeah.
You can feel free to tag at SCG Tour in the chat, and Rob will take his favorites and send them over to us. But we're going to get started. Let's get some games.
If he can see the screen, his shoes are so bright, it might honestly blind him. So
real quick,
yeah.
Unfortunately, Cardboard Live is having a small issue today. So if anybody wants to see the deck list, you can use the command. It's ! versus deck list, and then that will bring up a link to our Twitter where the deck lists have been posted.
Yep, and as far as that, we're sorry about that. Nothing we could do. Once again, Rob's shoes have directly affected Cardboard Lives. It's just the static coming from the shoes that's directly impacting our overlay. So
I didn't think the shoes were going to get this much mileage today.
Well, you wear something that loud, you best be ready for it to talk.
Okay. Well, marbles are over there at Corey's side, so I'm going to be taking the play here in match 1. And hopefully I get a nice solid opening with some ramp.
Good luck to you, brother.
Good luck to you too. Okay, well, we've got our Gilded Goose. That's nice.
Oh, the goose is loose? Uh-oh.
We got some follow-up. We got some interaction.
Okay.
This card's a little awkward, but I think we'll be fine.
And we take a peek at our hand. We got a good mixture of lands, creatures with a little bit of disruption. There's not much more you can hope for from this hand, so we're going to keep.
Okay. I'll shock to 18 for Breeding Pool. Set loose the goose. Get myself some food.
All right. And I will play Fabled Passage and pass it to you. So, Fabled Passage, while being an insanely powerful card, it's just involving wilds right now. But having that extra text makes it quite relevant.
I'll go to 16.
Okay.
I'm going to pop this food for a white mana and cast a Teferi.
Oh, Teferi's pretty good against my strategy.
I thought so.
Yeah, okay.
So Corey's going to have to play on his own turn anyway, so there's no real reason for me to bounce anything or to use the -3 and draw a card now.
Yep.
So we'll just +1 this Teferi.
Yeah, not much I can do. Teferi and Flash do not mix at all, so this is going to be a tough game in general here. Now, what do I want to do to start pressuring that? And I have a couple options. I think we'll just go with a Cutthroat and pass it to you.
Okay.
Ross, Tannen would like to know if you know what cards are and are not legal in Standard.
I know which sets are legal, and that's good enough. Okay, so we can potentially use this on the Cutthroat, but I think I would rather just get my value with Teferi. So let's bounce it and draw a card.
Seems reasonable to me.
That is a nice one. So I will play Fabled Passage and pass the turn.
Okay. All right. So now I have plenty of options here. If any of them are good is another story. Now, I can't get a 3-power creature on the board. Well, I guess I can with this to try to pressure Teferi. Yeah, I think with Teferi ticking up to 3, I think this is going to be my play here. I also have the option to do this to just deal with Teferi as well. But I think we will just play it safe and go Brazen Borrower.
Okay.
Pass to you.
I'm going to go to Plains with this Fabled Passage, and I could take the more conservative line here and just answer the Brazen Borrower, but I kind of want to get fancy.
Ooh. Just having the answer already. Nice Thought Scour. Or Tyrant Scorn, whatever. Thought Scour.
Thought Scour would not answer Brazen Borrower.
Fill up that graveyard.
I think I just want to cast this next turn, so I'm actually going to make a food token on your end step.
That's terrifying.
And
if you have an answer to my best play and you choose not to,
let's make
is it
a
Niv
red.
Mizzet
Make
time?
a red. So white, black, red, blue, green. The old Nivy Mizzy.
All right, no problem. Just Teferi on 2, Niv Mizzet on turn 4.
Uh-oh.
But if you just brick a lot here, I'm actually way happier with this sequence. Oh my god. Wow, you're bad at this. All right, so you got 1 so far. Wow. 5 mana, get a Deafening Clarion, your turn.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, his conservative play is definitely going to bite you in the butt a little bit.
You're up.
All right, because now we get to Murderous Rider this, and then kill Teferi.
So you lose 2, you're at 18?
18 to 16, Murderous Rider heads on an adventure, and now I have the freedom of casting stuff during your turn again. Hooray!
Okay, well, that could have gone better.
I don't know, man. I think that was pretty good. You got a red-white card, the only card you can't cast.
Let's Tyrant Scorn this Brazen Borrower.
Tyrant Scorn is resolving.
And
Return? Did you want it to return?
No, I think I'll just kill.
Okay.
Pass the turn. I figured that the way that Corey was going to be answering my Niv Mizzet was with Murderous Rider anyway. They can just answer the Teferi directly. Losing both because of the attack isn't ideal. But I think it was worth it to make sure I resolved the Niv Mizzet.
All right, I'm going to attack.
I will block with my O2 Flyer.
Nice block. He got me. All right, and now I can play everything during your turn, so I'll just pass.
Okay, let's make a food token with the goose.
Yep.
Get us some red mana if we need it. And our hand is really wishing we had drawn more cards off of that Niv Mizzet.
My hand is wishing my 1 card did something instead of nothing.
Let's play Forest and play Growth Spiral.
Sure.
And that's not a particularly good card here, but...
No land?
Let's just pass the turn.
Okay. End step. I'm going to play Cutthroat.
In response to Cutthroat,
Okay.
Mortify the Spectral Sailor.
Okay. Sailor's dead.
Pretty removal heavy hand for me here, so getting rid of the source of card advantage I think is important.
Makes sense to me. I'm going to opt as well. I don't need this 5th land. My deck functions on a very small amount of lands. So we'll draw. Drew a land anyways. Must be.
Is.
All right. And then I'll play a land. Attack for 3.
I got a 13.
All right. Put you to 13. Now what do we want to do? I think I'll just say go.
5 in hand over there?
4.
4.
Our hand's pretty decent, but not great.
Don't think this has a high chance of working, so I think we'll hold on to it for now and just play another goose.
The goose is indeed loose. Okay.
Okay, gets us a second food.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. End step. We're gonna go with a petty theft. And I'm going to bounce a food. Trigger this. Okay, this goes on an adventure. And then I'll cast Brazen Borrower. Trigger.
Let's trophy this cutthroat.
Okay. This dies. I'll search for a land. All right. Now that was definitely our best creature here, so we're gonna have to figure out something else. Whoops. We have to figure out something else here. But it looks like you don't have at least a ton of gas, so maybe I should just start deploying threats. I know you have a Deafening Clarion, but we'll attack for 3.
I'm going to make a red with this other food.
Okay.
And response on the borrower.
5 damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's dead. Now I'm going to Fabled Passage here. Then cast a good Gadwick for 4.
Yep.
All right. Gadwick, the Wizened. Draw 4 cards, kind of a mini Sphinx's Revelation with legs. Your turn?
How's that a mini Sphinx's Revelation?
Well,
Four is
Sphinx...
a pretty healthy one.
yeah. Well, it costs 3 mana for Sphinx's Revelation, you know.
It's Flagrove Spiral.
Okay.
That can get good, but isn't really good right now. And then just pass the turn.
All right. Gadwick is unleashed. All right. So we're going to start by Thought Erasure and then attempting to tap this with Gadwick's ability. Okay. You can't cast many of those. I think we'll get rid of this. Surveil. And now we will... Well, I don't care about those cards that much. Now we have options if we take a peek at our hand. I'm either thinking about playing this. I'm definitely going to leave that open, but I also have my Murderous Rider, which actually Murderous Rider just does basically nothing right now, so that doesn't seem great. So we'll Thought Erasure you again and tap the goose.
Make a food.
Okay. And I will take... I'll take Deputy. Surveil again. I will keep... You almost always keep Opt just because it looks at another card.
Yeah, it's just a question of if you have the spare mana.
Exactly.
Pretty obvious at this point that you do.
Yep.
I'll go to 10.
Okay, your turn.
Not looking good. The Gadwick was the card that punished us for drawing a million removal spells.
Yeah.
And then our Niv Mizzet bricked. So we sort of fell behind. And this is the kind of game that normally I would think my deck is very favored in, but just not how it played out. But we do have some time.
Definitely do. Gadwick is not a particularly fast clock.
It's a little awkward. I'd like to have this land enter untapped so I can make 2 food and then maybe sacrifice 1. And that buy myself a lot of time. I still think it's better to do that, so I'll shock myself to 8.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Okay, we'll just untap.
Don't like that.
Okay. So now... So you're just looking to make a bunch of food. I mean, you do have plenty of time. You're absolutely right. We'll attack.
I'll go to 5.
Okay. Now we got options. How great are they? Who knows? We're going to kind of put the pressure on here so you can't just have a food spree here. And we're just going to play a gigantic Gadwick for 6. Legend rule. But I will draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'll move to discard.
On your end step, I'll make 2 food and then
Eat
sack
1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to 8. Now I will discard for sure 1, 2. Okay. Now we just wanted to have a stocked hand here to try to deal with what you got. Now I do leave the door open for a definite Clarion, but Clarion is almost better for me right now.
Yeah. I need to be drawing either Niv Mizzet or Escape to the Wild, something like that, to draw a bunch of cards. And Island does not count.
Island's not the same.
You're up.
All right. Now we got the tools. All right. So we're going to start with a Thought Erasure and tap this.
Make food.
Okay. All right. I don't want another Thought Erasure. I've had enough. Now we will attack.
I'm a 5.
All right. And then we're going to just cast. Now we can just kind of just cast everything here. Cast a Murderous Rider. I believe I already played a land. So I will say go.
Make a food, sack it, go to 8.
Okay. At your upkeep, I'm going to Thought Scour this, tap this.
You mean Tyrant Scorn?
Tyrant's, god dang it, why? Why would I say that? All right, yeah, Tyrant Scorn that, and then with Gadwick's ability to tap the other one, I'm going to just try to lean on the fact that the goose will no longer be loose. We're going to cage the goose.
If I draw Fae of Wishes, what do I have here? Not much, because I'm going to be losing both geese, at least access to them right now.
Technically, they're just birds, but...
Yeah, there's nothing I would have to get, like, Healer of the Glade. I guess I could cast the 1/4 after that and play Healer. So that's actually pretty good if I just leave up all my mana. So I think that's what I'll do. So this dies, that gets tapped.
Okay.
Draw for turn.
Yep. Is it big? Can't Niv Mizzet now. That's all I was trying to keep you from doing. Okay.
You're up.
End step. Whenever you cast a blue spell. Okay, so I'm going to opt, tap a food.
I will sacrifice that food.
Okay.
Brings me to 11.
I'll keep this card, and then I will also play Paragon.
Yep.
Does not tap anything because it is not indeed blue. All right. Okay. Fabled Passage. We'll just sack right away. Thin our deck out a little bit here. All right, and then I'm going to move to attacks. Attack you with everything. Attack for 8. Lethal coming in.
Well, I'm at 11 because I sacked the food up.
Oh, you're right.
So I'll go to 3.
Okay. Now, I think I just want to keep you off red mana. So we're going to Murderous Rider this.
You go to 16.
I'll go to 16, and then we'll play the Murderous Rider. Pass to you.
And step, sack both food.
Yeah, no need for food anymore. So, yep. Your turn, and now...
I'm just hungry.
Oh, okay. Of course. Didn't eat breakfast, man?
I assume there's a counter spell coming. I did eat breakfast. I had a spinach feta croissant on my way here.
Oh, sounds good.
It was good. I assume you got a counter spell, but I did draw a good one. I can Fae of Wishes for Kaiserath here. But I can't imagine there's no counter spell in Corey's hand after drawing a million cards.
Who knows?
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's going to resolve.
Okay.
All right, Murderous Rider. Put these at the bottom. Yeah, this deck doesn't play a ton of counter spells, and maybe that's a problem.
So I'm at 9. You're up.
All right.
Did you gain your life off the Murderous Rider? Does that
You mean-
like it should be at 18, correct?
Oh, yeah, from the attack.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you're right. 18 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here's a castle.
That's the blue one. Okay. Not
Yeah.
the black one would be a lot better here.
All right, so we'll play this. We had this counter spell.
Okay.
But that's not good enough, so maybe... All right, your turn. Right, because this is a 4-drop. Yep, okay.
Yeah, the wish is a 4.
Yep.
Awkward. Cast Fae of Wishes.
All right, I can counter that.
Yeah.
Adventure that.
Pass the turn.
All right, end step, scry 2.
Yep.
I guess I want this. don't necessarily want this, so we'll keep that. Untap. Untap everything. Attack for 2.
7.
All right, adventure this. And then pass it to you. Now we got a 2-turn clock set up here.
You're up.
Scry 2. All right. I don't want either of them. I want to find some disruption. And now I'm going to upkeep Scry again because I didn't find a card I wanted. All right. I guess we'll keep this one. It's not great, but draw, attack.
3.
Your turn.
I think we might have won this game if I'd drawn red mana earlier. Because it would have been a nice set of draws.
But your geese were no longer loose. Oh my god!
I'm not sure what else I have at such a low mana.
Oh yeah,
count.
you can't time wipe, huh?
Yeah, because I don't have enough mana to time wipe. But I guess what I can do is so I can cast Granted.
Okay.
I can find so I'm at 3.
3. It's the first time a castle's been good for me. Obviously, when you're flooding out in long games, that's where it is going to profit. But
I don't know if it's right for me to try to get something big and then hope this 1/4 does enough to keep me alive. I don't think that's actually going to work. But if I get Healer of the Glade to make sure I stay alive, then what am I drawing it to next turn? I guess if the Fae Wishes stays alive, then I'm actually stable. Because the
you
one
can't choose the healer; it's non-creature.
Yep.
This is non-creature?
Yeah, that was the whole downside of it. Yeah.
Oh. I thought it just got anything. It costs 4 mana.
I'll let you pick the creature this time, though.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then what card will I definitely want next turn if I have the privilege of untapping? And it's probably just this one.
Okay.
So, cast this and...
Which way should I kill you? Yeah, so I'm going to just adventure a sprite here, counter that, play it again, and attack for 4, or just Murderous Rider that, send it on an adventure.
Yeah.
This is just blue-black fairy tales.
So even if I could have gotten the healer,
I would have countered the healer and then Murderous Rider.
Yeah.
The Fae. That's why I said you could have it this time.
just had me covered.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what's going to happen when you Gadwick twice. When you're, and I mean, that's the kind of draw I can punish you when you have like all removal and stuff, is by playing Gadwick, is by playing all this long game stuff.
If I just had red mana for that Escape to the Wilds,
yeah,
I think I'm fine.
But to be fair, you did have it. I disrupted it, you know. But yeah, I agree.
Like, I had to get the planes I got off of Fabled Passage early because I had Response Resurgence and Mortify in hand, so I wanted planes, but then I just drew like nothing but Sultai lands the entire game. I mean, it's 5-color mana base.
That'll happen. And I just had the decently heads-up play of even just Murderous Ridering a Goose, even though it looks bad, but then you immediately drew 2 red cards, so I was heavily advantaged due to that play, but...
Yeah, probably not a play that a lot of people would make. I think a lot of people would hold that Murderous Rider
for a Niv Mizzet or whatever. But in reality, you deal with Niv Mizzet by killing the Goose, you know?
and you also dealt with a bunch of other cards in my deck. So,
yeah, and to be fair, early in on the game, you just Niv Mizzet for just Deafening Clarion.
Not the best.
All right, well, we shuffle up for another game 1 here. Rob, you got a question?
Yeah, Scry 2, put both on the bottom, one to note. Do you think Once Upon a Time has a place in Amulet Titan along with Ancient Stirrings? Perhaps taking the flex spots or Coalition Relic and Trinket Mage, things like that.
It could be decent, but the thing that I have a problem about the card is like on turn 0, you know what your hand specifically wants to look for, but you don't know what you're necessarily going to need later into the game, and it is just creature or land for Once Upon a Time, right?
Doesn't find Amulet.
If it was Artifact and it could also find Amulet, I would be 100% down with that. But the fact that you're just looking for Prime Time or just, you know, a Guru Land or something like that, I'm not a big believer. And I mean, I think we were somewhat high on Once Upon a Time right when it came out, but then the more and more we thought about it, we're like, I just don't know if this card really has a good place.
Amulet, I don't think is a great place for it.
I think it's better in Tron.
Yeah, what I want out of that card is I want it in a deck where it's making an impact on turn 1.
Yeah.
When you're casting it for free. And so you're finding, the untapped green source you need for Gilded Goose in standard, or you're finding the second Tron land so that that you're going to have turn 3 Tron when you play Expedition map.
Yeah.
Things like that. Whereas, you're in Amulet, you're just finding another bounce land. You're like, yeah, you'll find your Titan, but you have other cards that did that already, and that weren't as weak later on. That's not a card that you're going to be that happy to top deck on turn 6 or 7.
Yep, I'm 100% with you. One deck I think I would rather have Once Upon a Time in Modern is remember the 4-color Saheeli kind of Ice Fang Coatl, even put Stoneforge Mystics.
Snow Healy?
Yeah, Snow Healy, basically. I would much rather have it in that, because now you're getting a land that fixes yourself when you have a mana base that's already rough. You can find Felidar Guardian, you could find Stoneforge Mystic, and then late game it's not that bad of a draw because you are looking for the combo pieces. I would much rather have it in a deck like that than in Amulet, and then I would probably rather have it in Tron over all of them, would be kind of where I would rank Once Upon a Time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it sounds reasonable.
Yeah. We got time for one more question while we get ready?
Yeah, Cash Money Misplay wants to know what
Cash Money Misplay.
What Throne of Eldraine card do you think is being overlooked by most people?
I
think Shimmer Dragon for me.
Shimmer Dragon. I think from what I've seen of Fires of Invention, I think that card was stronger than even I thought it was initially. It's a very different card from Experimental Frenzy. And when I first read it, I was like, yeah, this just seems worse. But it's a card that wants you to play with a higher curve, so that you get a lot of value out of it. But that is a pretty big mana advantage. It's almost like a combination of Frenzy and Wilderness Reclamation.
I'm less high on that card. I think it does some cool things, but the coolest thing I think it does is play it on turn 4 and then be able to play one more card. I think that's the coolest thing, but otherwise I just don't think it's insane. But nobody's paying attention to it, so I do think it is a little underrated right now. Yeah. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
So you're on the play.
I am on the play. This is... I was like, it's a 5-lander, but I have this Teferi, which is so good in the matchup. And then I realized my 5-lander can't cast. I have a 5-lander with Fabled Passage, but all 4 of my other lands are Jund.
Wow.
So,
nice mana base, bro. Well, my mana base is worse. I have one swamp, and that's about it.
Sounds like we got time for another question.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, we do. So what is your favorite card from Throne of Eldraine?
Garrick.
Brazen Bar.
I'm a Garrick fan. I just cannot wait. And when I get home, I am going to be streaming and playing Garrick and Tolsmir and just having a fancy old time. It's going to be so fun. I really think Garrick's just unreal. Being able to have an ability that's similar to Elspeth. It really reminds me of Elspeth, except you get to target your removal instead of just dealing with giant things. Because the wolf is already, 2 wolves is already pretty close to 3/1/1s, -3 to be able to just kill a creature, and then you can have other synergies with it. Plus the overrun effect that I don't think is going to come up as often, but it will come up still. I just think that card is just unbelievably good, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it's very close to Elspeth.
I do, yep. Mm-hmm.
Very close.
And now Garrick is a rougher card to cast than Elspeth was, but we have better and worse mana than we had last time. Interplanar Beacon, if you try to go the way of Wyatt Darby's 5-color Planeswalker list that we played, if you try to go any way like that, or just play Abzan, which has the best mana base right now anyways, there's just 2 shells right there that make the card very easy to cast, and I think that's a recipe for success in Standard right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So we're on the mulligan. Ooh. This hand's better. It's not great, but...
My hand is also not great. I
am going to keep. And I think this is the card I'm going to put back just because we have 2 of them.
And same.
All right.
We have 2 of them, so we can go back.
You're such a copycat, man.
I will play a Fabled Passage and pass.
All right. Okay, that is not the card we wanted to draw, but we'll pass to you.
That's interesting. Breeding Pool, tapped, pass.
Now we have the option to play an opt here, but with the flash mechanic here, I don't think I necessarily want to. I'd rather have a possibility that the counter could be added on to Cutthroat later if we were to draw one. And now we'll start with a Thought Erasure. See what you're cooking with. All right. So this is your second land that you searched, right? Yeah. Okay. So I think I have to just keep you off Oko here. I'm guessing that's going to be a mountain. If you learn from last game. Yeah, we'll get rid of Oko.
Yeah, take the 3-drop.
All right. I just don't think this card is that good. Anyways, like, I want to take a second to talk about Black Lance Paragon. I think this card is just thrown into this deck just because of the keyword flash, but I really don't think it's good. And if this is the kind of cards you have to play to be blue-black, I just think it's a little bit of a stretch. Now, this card, on the other hand, Thought Erasure is amazing. I love Thought Erasure, but not a huge fan of this compared to some of the green flash 2-drops.
Yeah, I agree. It's significantly worse. I think that card is secretly a defensive card. You want to cast it and block something and give it self-death touch.
Questing Beast, maybe?
Turn it into 2-mana, kill shot, gain 3 life.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're going to see that mode be the best use of that card. It's actually just a removal spell.
Yeah.
But it's not a particularly good aggressive card.
Sure, but I mean, you know what? It's not the matchup it's good for against right now. Like red-black aggro or Questing Beast in general, I think it would be a lot better. So maybe I'm being too quick to judge that card. Okay, so now we'll play a Fabled Passage, and we'll just pass it to you. All right, we hope you don't have a land.
I drew Fabled Passage. So
all right.
And now the question is, do I want to get the Plains or the Swamp? Plains will help us cast Fairy. Swamp will be Tyrant Scorn. Plains will be Deafening Clarion. Swamp can be Bedeck. It's like...
Could be anything.
Who knows? I'm going to say I'd rather draw those white cards, so I'll just get the Plains, and we'll go to cast a Fires of Invention.
It resolves.
I will follow it up with a Granted.
That's pretty good.
Not sure. Not sure what I'm going to get, but I'm sure it'll be good.
I'm sure it will be quite the wish. Your wish will finally come true, Ross. It'll finally be granted.
So, what am I going to get? I want to get something I can cast. The problem is everything in my sideboard is so expensive. Ooh, that's actually not a bad one. Let's get Tomio.
Okay.
Because then I can return Fabled Passages and start casting more things.
I love that.
You're up.
And step up, play Cutthroat.
Sure.
Oh, I don't love that draw. That was about the worst draw I could possibly get.
So at this point, I just want to make land drops.
You and me both. I'll attack.
I'll go to 18.
Your turn. We wanted to land there, but no such luck. And we just drew possibly the worst card for this matchup.
Okay, I will cast Tomio.
Yep.
For
and
free.
It is free, yep.
And now, what do I want?
I mean, you can negative for a Fabled Passage and just escape the wilds for free. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, but then my Tomio is going to die to the Cutthroat.
That's true, too.
And I might, I kind of want to minus and then cast the Fae of Wishes, but if I'm going to cast the Fae of Wishes...
Okay, that line's pretty good,
Then
too.
Maybe I want a plus. Because I'm thinking the Fae of Wishes might get countered by your adventure card, and then you'll have a 3-2, and then if I plus this, then I can still definitely get back Fabled Passage next turn if I want to. Which seems reasonable. But let's, so this resolved. I guess I can wait on it. Let's cast this, I guess.
It's free.
Yeah.
That resolves.
Okay. And I'll plus, and what do I even want to name? It has to be non-land.
Fabled Passage?
I think
I'm still having flashbacks when you had Tamia last time against me. You just hit twice, 2 times in a row. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
I do.
I'm pretty sure I should just name Niv-Mizzet, because it's like one of the cards I have a lot of copies of, because there's just so many multiples. So I guess I'll just name Niv-Mizzet. We did not hit. But let's go.
Naming another Fae Wish would have been sick. You just get to cast it again.
That might have been. That was probably the right name. Actually,
Done.
Yeah.
All right, end
That
step.
would have hit.
Opt.
Always has the opt.
Always. We're gonna bottom this. All right, that was good. Tyrant scoring.
That's not going well.
Yeah, I was really hoping you made this line. It gave me a chance. All right, we'll take 2.
18 alt.
Yep. Murderous Rider that. 16. Attack you.
I am at 14.
All right, and your turn. Oops.
These are not good cards. So we're definitely going to cast Find here, and we're going to get back at least 1 Fae Wishes, but I'm thinking maybe we want to get back the Knight to check this Cutthroat. Because then we could just Knight this turn and the next turn Fae for something, depending
It
upon...
doesn't check converted mana cost as 8 for that card, does it?
It's spells, not cards, so I'm pretty sure this is fine, right? Or maybe not. How does the split cards work again? I'm casting the 2-mana spell.
Yeah.
It's not looking at the card.
Well, no, because I think things like that look at the entire mana cost of the card now, correct?
They do, except when you're casting one half of them.
I'm not sure.
Like you could your adventure counterspell can counter Find.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure because I know you can cast Fae of Wishes because it has like 2 distinct things like that, but split cards are kind of the same. But I know split cards, converted mana costs are added up now to prevent you from flashing back a 2 mana cost for that, but I really don't know.
Yeah, that's
sure.
when you're like cascading.
I'm definitely got to find out from the judge.
That's like when you're cascading. Like this, when you're casting it, you're only looking at one half.
Yeah, because when you're cascading, it wouldn't work. So that would mean the converted mana cost isn't.
But cascade is looking at the card.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really unsure about
this is
that.
Looking at the spell. I'm pretty sure I can Find.
Because spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands. Yeah, it's just basically how the converted mana cost is recognized now from Find Finality. Let's call Ricky in here. Yeah, because that's huge. That is huge. You just get back 2 Fae of Wishes, get to go to town.
I think I would get Fae Knight just so I can like immediately check this.
Sure. Yeah, that's an interesting ruling, that's for sure.
No, this wish board is all like 5s and 6s.
Yeah, we got any judges in the chat?
I need more 4s.
Yeah.
Like there's 3 5s, 3 6s, and a 7.
Yeah.
And like the only things that are 4 or less are 2 cards that are like kind of are low impact but narrowly powerful.
You know what would be sick?
And the one Kaiser.
Covetous Urge. 1 Covetous Urge. So then when you Fae, if you have this in play, you could Fae plus Covetous Urge on the same turn. You get to affect the hand, and you get a card from him. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I also want something like if it were around, something like Hostage Taker would be sweet.
Yeah, but you can't search for creatures.
Oh, you can't do.
Yeah.
So but some
Vraska's Contempt.
Yeah. Anything, something like that. Would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get Murderous Rider. What else can you get?
You can get Murder.
Literal Murder.
Literal Murder. Murder seems kind of good. Yeah. I mean, your mana base does not support Murder right now that well, but...
Does it?
Yeah, okay.
My mana doesn't matter.
What's it looking like, Rob?
What does chat say? I'm sure there's somebody...
It's a little split, but it seems like several people are saying you can cast it.
Casting it.
But it's all like based on the stack versus in your hand, and I don't know where Fires looks at it, I think is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would say cast it for now. We'll ask Ricky in between these, and we'll see.
So let's cast it, and then I just want a 4/3.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. So you got Fae of Wishes back. Oops. Okay. Now, what do we want to do? I think we're going to play this.
That's Castle Lochthwain.
Yep.
So that's the black one.
The black one, exactly.
Have 3 in hand right now?
I do. So I think we'll start with a Tyrant Scorn. Kill that. Attack.
I go to 10.
All right. And now the problem is you can just like Fae of Wishes and Kaya's Wrath. So this isn't great. But I don't think this Murderous Rider is doing too much hanging around anyway, so we're just going to play this and say go.
That's an interesting card. It would be... I guess that's not that risky, actually. I think I'm going to cast this and try to hit a land and then just play Escape to the Wilds. So let's Arouse Outburst the Cutthroat.
Okay. Seems good.
And, of course, we bricked, but we didn't brick in a horrible way because I at least get to Deputy the Murderous Rider.
Okay.
So we deal with both things.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. So now we're kind of at the reset button here. Just go with a Gadwick here for 3.
Yep.
Draw 3 cards. Pass to you. Gadwick's actually been kind of decent. I'm still really in trouble here, but...
What did you draw land?
Hey, remember, you had the land. You had it with Tammy.
Yeah. I've managed to just not draw one. This is actually pretty cool, though. So I can play Oko, and I can plus on the Deputy. So if you kill the Deputy, you won't get your creature back because it loses all its abilities. So this is just going to stay exiled.
You might be right.
Oh, that's nice. So
you
3/3
could be
elf
right
Deputy.
on that.
That's pretty neat.
Or I get it back immediately because the ability is not there.
No, because it says until
we need Ricky in here right now.
it says until it leaves the battlefield. Nothing left the battlefield. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then I can either play another one of. I don't think I'm under any danger of losing this fire, so I don't think I need to cast another one. So maybe I'll just wish now and get a Kaya's Wrath. Kaya's Wrath is just not that good against a flash deck, though.
Yeah, it is.
I really just want to. I want to wait and make sure I can get a 5-drop, but I just need to draw a land.
We hope you don't.
I'm just getting so punished for not just minusing the Tommy.
Yeah, you are.
I've seen like 6 cards since then. Just can't draw a land.
Yeah, you are getting a little unlucky on that. You're at 10, right?
Yeah, I am at 10.
Okay.
I think I just get the Kaya's Wrath. You have 4 in hand now.
4, yep. I drew some cards.
Yeah, let's just get the Kaya's Wrath.
And yeah, this is not on an adventure. This is just gone.
Yeah. You can go.
Okay. Untap. Okay, now this is a 3/3. I think we're gonna start off with. I want to be able to attack, but I also don't want this Oko to stick around. But maybe I just don't care. I probably should care. Seems quite strong.
I like it with the food cards and Fire's Invention. You just have plenty of mana left over to just sack food.
Yeah.
Gain a bunch of life. Which is kind of nice. Normally it's pretty prohibitive to spend 2 mana on that kind of marginal of an effect.
Yep. Eat some food. Okay, well, put you to 7. Seems okay. You have Kaya's Wrath, so it's likely you're going to want to Wrath with Gadwick around here. I guess we just do this. Just going to Murderous Rider the Deputy. So the other Murderous Rider does not come back. I'll attack you.
Ooh, getting aggressive. I'm at 7.
Yep. And then pass to you. Boom!
We did it. We did it.
You've broken it.
Okay, let's cast Escape to the Wilds.
Okay.
So that's Exile 5.
Yep. Nice. 3 lands, 2 goose. 2 geese.
You gotta be kidding me. Well, I get to play another land.
Yep.
So might as well do that. And I get 1 more spell. We're definitely making a... I guess I could, like, play Goose and then use the Oko to trade. But I think the Oko is going to be better at just gaining 3 life a turn.
Seems good.
So I could also play Goose and then make it a 3/3, but the Gadwick will probably tap it down. I think I just need a life here. So let's make a food.
Okay.
And I guess we will play Fae of Wishes.
Okay.
But you're just going to tap that down with Gadwick too. So maybe I just Kaya's Wrath, but then you probably just have a...
Definitely will probably have something.
Yeah, you probably have a Brazen Borrower, something along that line. I'm at 7. I think I just want to play the Fae and force you to extend more into the Wrath. So let's cast this. I guess I could also... Oh yeah, if you tap it down, I can return it. Okay.
Spicy.
Yeah, definitely play the Fae of Wishes.
All right. I'm going to tap this.
Brindleborn Cutthroat. Guess I'm getting a swamp if I have one. Did I mill it over?
Right here.
Oh, I okay. Good to know.
Good to know indeed.
So my Fae of Wishes will be tapped. That's fine.
Okay, and then Spectral Sailor, tap food.
We're definitely cracking that.
Okay.
So this has a counter on it.
Yep. You got a 10. All right, we have 7. So that food kept you alive here. All right, so on top. Ooh, that was kind of good. Kind of good. Now we are just really afraid of everything. I will attack you for 7.
I go to 3.
Okay. Now I definitely have to deal with Oko. Card's just too good right now. Murderous Rider that.
You go to 12.
12. Well, what 1-drop could we have here? I think we're just going to want to draw a card off our Spectral Sailor. Our life total is not super relevant, so we'll just take 2.
You go to 10.
Your turn.
Okay. On your end step, I'm going to bounce this and pitch both of these fires.
Okay.
Which is kind of awesome.
That is pretty awesome. I kind of forgot that card had another ability.
Yep. Let's play the Swamp.
Okay.
Sure we have black mana in case we ever need it. Cast the Kaya's Wrath.
I'll draw a card.
Yep.
Okay.
And then cast a Gilded Goose, get a food token.
Okay.
Now these are gone forever. Pass the turn.
All right. So now we can start playing some Murderous Riders, I guess. It's not great. I think it's kind of all we got. We'll play a Fabled Passage and sacrifice it. Go get a Swamp. I probably just want to use Castle as well. So I can do that. So you can make some food. You can wish for like another Wrath, which is quite strong. So I think we got to kind of play this slow and steady. We'll go like this, and then I'll say go.
So on your end step, let's get 3 life off that. So I go to 6.
Yep.
Draw.
You're coming back, and I don't like it.
Let's cast Fae of Wishes.
Okay.
Get Ethereal Absolution.
Okay.
Cast it as my second spell for the turn.
Okay.
And play this tapped and pass.
All right.
That's my 2 spells.
That's pretty good. I guess I will cast this and let it die because what can you do? And then I'll lose a life.
So you go to 9.
Draw a card. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. I'll attack.
I will exile the Brineborn Cutthroat and block. You gain 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2/2 versus 1/2.
Yeah, okay, that's not great.
This is in your graveyard.
I'll go to 10.
Yep.
Okay, this actually goes underneath then.
Yep. Then
all right, Gadwick.
it's a good draw.
Gadwick for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already played a land, so it's your turn.
Okay, make a food with the goose.
Oh, wait, sorry, I did not play a land.
Okay.
Okay. God, that card shuts down so much of my deck. If we take a peek at my hand, this is quite awkward.
Let's Cast the Fae of Wishes.
Okay.
So I can return it, discarding these two, and then wish, but I can't cast whatever I wish for. I can cast one of these spells, but then if Corey has a removal spell, my Fae dies. So I think I want to keep that around for sure. So I think I should just pass.
I will sack this and then opt. I honestly think I can't win, though. I'm serious. I don't think my creatures can ever get through.
Yeah, the Paragon is never going to live. You can bounce the Absolution.
Oh, yeah, with Brazen Borrower, huh?
Brazen Borrower.
Okay, yeah, that's
Thought
my
Erasure it.
only hope. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, I got a ruling on our 2 judge questions.
Okay.
The first one is that you can cast the Find off of the fires. Because
Perfect.
The second one is that Corey will get the creature back if you make an elk out of your deputy of detention.
Ooh, so we were both
Why?
wrong.
Let's play that one a little bit.
It has no abilities.
Yes, the reference in the triggered ability to deputy detention refers to that specific permanent. Even though it's lost that ability, it already resolved, and when it leaves the battlefield, the tuck creature will come back immediately since the
Because of the new templating. Because I know like when things lost abilities under the old templating, like they wouldn't get it back, but that's because they're separate triggers. But because there's all one ability and that ability already resolved, like it's sort of floating there. So I guess you should have had a Murderous Rider at some point.
So, I mean, this game's a wash. I'm going to tap your Fae of Wishes with Gadwick there. We're going to bottom this. This game's not over yet, though. All right, so we're going to untap. We're going to...
I don't know. There's so much going on.
This is pretty crazy. All right, we are going to Brazen Borrower, Absolution. And then when I do that, I will tap the Goose.
Let's make a food and exile this and make a spirit.
Okay.
This goes to my hand.
All right, and then I will Thought Erasure you, tap the token. I will take Ethereal Absolution, Surveil. Don't want that card right now. What was the rest of your hand?
Gilded Goose, Mortify.
Okay. All right, now... I'll attack you for 3.
I will go to 3.
Okay. And then... Not sure if I played a land.
Just play one.
All right. And then I will pass it to you.
And step, I'll go to 6.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you're tapped out. I'm going to...
Yeah, I shouldn't have done this. I was literally talking about it the entire time.
Yeah. I think I want to just kill Fae of Wishes here. All right, we got a game again. Gadwick helped.
You have 3 in hand?
3.
Okay. Mortify this thing.
In response, I will play Cutthroat. Counter it. Trigger. And I will tap Goose and Token.
I guess I'll make a food.
Okay.
And then play this goose, get another food.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. You're at 6, huh? Okay, so we will for sure play the Spirit, tap the Goose, attack you for 6.
I'm going to sack 3 food,
So you gain, so you go to 9?
Yep.
9 to 10?
Yep.
Okay, now I will play a castle. So I got 1 of each castle. We'll play a Murderous Rider. And your turn. It's pretty wild.
Cast a Teferi.
Ugh. Well, I'll definitely respond. Think we'll first draw a card. I'll lose 2.
Brings you to 8.
8, yep. And then we'll Play a Brazen Borrower and tap the flyer. Thank you.
Okay. This resolves. Definitely going to bounce the Brineborn Cutthroat.
Okay.
That was not good. So you have 2, 4, 10. I will pass the turn.
Okay. On tap. Draw.
I guess there's no way I could play around removal because this activates and you just respond to the activation.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I was kind of hoping you would do that at end step because then I can still Tyrant Scorn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to opt and tap down the goose.
Make a food.
Okay. Bottom of that. Okay. I will Cutthroat, tap down the goose.
Make a food.
Okay. Then I will already played a land. Go to attacks. You're at 9.
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can't kill you. So we'll attack Teferi with that, and then you for 8.
I'll sack 2 food, so I'm gonna end up at 7.
So you're gonna, yeah. So you gain 6 to 15. Take 8 down to 7. I gain 2 up to 10.
Yep.
Pass the turn to you.
Drawing a Niv Mizzet all game. It'll be a good time for it.
I would like you to not draw a Niv Mizzet, please.
I can't imagine
this game is crazy.
Working.
This game is absolutely crazy.
Well, I'll play a Tulsim here.
Okay.
What response do you have for this?
Probably some. If enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, and that creature fights up to 1 target creature. Okay, so I'll let it come into play.
ETB trigger.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna Brazen Bower the wolf, so it doesn't fight.
Okay, but
so
I
you still gain
life.
3. Yep.
So that'll put me to 10.
Yep, and then I'll tap this as well, and then I'll trigger this.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Also at end step. Did I have something else I could cast? Nope, those were gone. I'll play Paragon. Thank you. And then I'll draw a card, lose 2.
You're at 8.
Okay, untap. These games have been crazy. All right. So now we got the world. Ugh, our hand is not good though. So we're going to Fabled Passage. Get this. All right, and then we're going to play a Paragon, target this Paragon, and then activate cast. Ooh, maybe I want to activate both castles first. So this would be to activate this castle. I might as well try to find something I can cast. Okay, I'm going to activate both castles. Obviously, the Scry one first.
Yep.
So Scry 2. I guess we'll keep this. And then draw.
And you lose 2, so you're at 6.
6. And then I'm not really even doing math here. I'm just trying to do the most I can. Tap the flyer. And then get them on in there.
So you have me at 10?
Yes. Or I got you at 7.
No, I gained 3 off the Tulsim.
Oh, yep. Then I got you at 10.
So these are all 3s. These are 2s, and that's a 4. So this is 20 damage.
Just 20.
And I can get up to 16, so I need to block 2 things.
Okay. You get to live.
Yeah, so I'll block a 4 and a 3. I will make 2 food. I will sack both food.
4 and a 3,
Yeah,
so you
and
take
then the 2
3.
food negate these, so I take 7.
So you take 7, yep. And I gain 5.
Yep. So I'm at 3, you're at 11.
Yep. 3 to 11. All right. I guess you get one more draw step. Your turn. Brick. Oh, holy crap. That was the craziest game. Wow. That was a good game, man. That was a good game.
Didn't have a ton of good draws, but all my Niv Mizzets were in the bottom, like 10 cards of my deck.
Yeah. But I do think you win that game if you Tamiyo down tick for the Fabled Passage that turn, just with how my hand was. Because I just had the way to kill your the creature you played, and then I opted into a second black source so I could Murderous Rider Tamiyo. So if you just got the land of it, and you could start casting spells then instead of crippling yourself for one turn, which ended up being like 3 turns because you couldn't draw a land to save your life.
Yeah, ended up getting real awkward there.
Yeah, that did.
But deck does some cool stuff. It was really important for you to have those Gadwicks to reload.
I know. I thought they were going to be really bad. We played a couple test games, and I was like, this card should not be in there, but it was literally the game breaker every time. Yeah,
and that was the only way you could keep up going along.
I mean, the ability of just tapping your stuff is pretty relevant, you know?
Yeah, and that too. Like that prevented me from I would have probably had an extra turn or two.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like your 1/1 that token that you made just could have killed something or traded with a 3/1 and saved you so much time, so much damage over time. So yeah.
I think there was a window where I could have got the Fae Wishes back into my hand and then forced you to have 2 thought erasures, like one for the Absolution and one for the Fae.
Yeah.
And instead I lost it to a Tyrant Score. And
I forgot Absolution was in play that game too.
that game, it just went on for so long. I'm sure there's a bunch of things I could have done differently.
And I mean, I attacked with a Murderous Rider into a 2/2 when it was a 1/2. So, I mean, there were mistakes were made on both sides. But it does look like we are at time here for our first match. So we didn't get to sideboarding because that game was insane.
It's okay. I have a Wish sideboard anyway, so
yeah, that's a good point. I only benefit off it. So
I was you were the only one who was going to be sideboard, so that's fine.
So we're gonna get our second round ready, and we'll get that going. Don't forget to tag at SCG Tour with your questions. We'll get them answered as we shuffle up and get ready for game 2 of round 2.
Yeah,
don't go anywhere.